Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss an AB1 internet that is given in Glicerinas industry, a Mexican company. This warning letter published in January 16, 2024. This warning letter is number is 3202415 and published 16 to January 2024. Dr. Mr. Gomez. Dear Mr. Gomez, if the warning letter and if they inspected this facility May 8 to 12. This warning data summarizes significant deviation from current good manufacturing practice for active pharmaceuticals in Glicerinas because the method and facilities and control for manufacturing, processing, and packaging of holding do not conform the current CGMP of your API and are adulterated within the meaning of the section. We reviewed your June 5 2. That means FDA reviewed the Form 483 in June 5 in response to the reboot the response to the Form 4 FDA Form 483 against June 5, 2023. The first observation is that failure to test identify of each batch of incoming production materials and appropriate qualified suppliers to rely upon their certificate, that is co-op. You repackaged and supplied drugs to drug manufacturer that use them as a components in finished pharmaceutical productions, and some drugs, such as glycerin USP, at high risk of diethyl glycol and ethylene glycol contamination. You failed to conduct adequate identity for testing to monitor for the risks of DAG and EG. The use of ingredient contaminated with DAG and EG has resulted various lethal poisoning incidents in humans worldwide. See FDA's guidance documents testing of glycerin, polypropylene glycol, mannitol solution, and hydrogenated starch and hydrolysate sorbitol solution and other high risks of components of diethyl glycol and ethylene glycol to help you meet the CGMP requirement when manufacture drugs, including repackaged drugs at high risk of DEG and ETG. And a commitment to provide that DEG and EG test no later than 30 calendar days from the date of this letter from testing returns of all lots of drugs at high risk of DEG and EG contamination. Description of how you will test each lot for conformity with all appropriate specifications for identity, strength, quality, and ambiguity. Second, failure to document, explain, and investigate any deviation from established procedure. Your firm failed to investigate deviation from your quality specimen of for your repackaged drugs. For example, your firm failed to adequately investigate and observe contamination of particulars in numerous packaged drugs. According to your production's records, the contamination include various unidentified colored particles, reports of insects, hair, and fibers in your prepackaged containers of glycerin propylene glycol. Although your firm observed particulates in your repackaged drug components over a 3 month period, you didn't reject the lots and failed to fully identify clear root cause for the contamination of source. Your firm also failed to implement a corrective actions and preventive action according to your procedure until after FDA cited your firm. You ultimately released the contaminated prepackaged drugs to your customer without adequately investigating the extent of contamination or identifying the various unidentified color particulates forms. Since you are began to documenting the contaminations after a revision to your production records in February 2023, it is unknown how long your prepackaged drugs may have been contaminated in particulars. So they don't properly investigate the contamination, how, why this contamination happens. And in response, you acknowledge that you did not investigate over 100 lots of contaminated with particulars. Although you have provided an investigation and CAPA and your investigation failed to access the safety access of contaminated drugs released to your customers. So according that means deficiency of investigations and proper don't finding the root cause and proper not identify the ways they if they give this warning letters and they CGMP consultant they recommended the CGMP consultant. Six systems and audit your entire operation for CGMP compliance and evaluate the completions and efficacy of CAPA of your CAPA before you pursue resolution of your firms and compliance status with FDA. And FDA issue a put alert and January 2016 2024. Thank you everyone.